war with
outplays
the cable.
that NRG are going to do, because this kind of meta of the double controller Harbor and Viper is very, very common now, and NRG just kind of sticks to their meta, sticks to their bread and butter, and sticks to what
surely
they
you
like
lot
to
play
see.
Pearl.
I know Harbor and
I
Viper
don't
double
believe this
controller
whole
just has so much
permaban of
delay,
Pearl.
so much ability
I'm
to
not
take
falling
space
for it.
while completely denying the other team information. But Crashies and Victor here on that Sova and KO, like, they really got to pick it up to kind of get the information past those walls.
I also think we've seen Sentinels play this
Oh
kind
no,
of
it's the comp that I don't like.
The Harbor Viper with the Sova instead of the Sky.
Oh no.
And it put insane pressure on Tens.
No, I hate this so much with this comp.
So without somebody right there to go aggressive with Heat, is Heat himself going to be able to frag off the recon dart and actually do enough work himself? I think he might just get shut down.
Real quick, before we head out there, predictions. Who takes this series? NRG, MIBR?
NRG 2-0.
Boom.
I think NRG 2-1.
Ooh, 2-1. I want the 3, and I'm going NRG as well. We can't get into our first pistol round without sending it over first to our casters for this one. Here's Vansili and Riv.
Thank you so much, Dash. This is going to be a very interesting one because, yes, I'm as surprised as at the desk to see that this first map is going into Icebox. That MIBR actually wants to take the fight to NRG on that map.
It blows my mind that both Icebox and Split are here even in this. So the teams have to have something cooked up as we get into this match. Vansili and Icebox. That Heineken 0.0 first as we get into the match. You'll see who's chilled out here for the second match of the day. Looks like our wall could start towards that left side as we see from the side of NRG. And going towards mid, they're going to have a little bit of focus to start this one off. 3 stack towards B for MIBR.
Yeah, right, Daka. I agree with you. Okay, MIBR on defense, NRG on attack.
The game. MIBR is a team that you see focusing.
UCE Des as well, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate that. 2 months. Trying not to do the spam some slugs for the beginning of this, and for UCE Des. Appreciate you, dude.
Where to move first, and they hold steady on defense.
How can everyone has always got a comment? Everyone's always got a comment on. I swear, every time I look at chat, someone comments on Durka being bald. All I'm saying is, Durka, if you want to use that mod, I'm not going to unban anyone. You do what you want to do.
Finally starting to bring the Allen drone out. Close to that
when you decide you've had enough, you do you, man.
3 players getting ready for that.
Finesse with a really good lurk here. Start pulling a few numbers of MIBR, but they have not let NRG through that long yet.
It just bans everyone.
Contact with the buddy system, but that initiates NRG to move inside this B site. And it seems to be MIBR who are as comfortable as Song to play towards yellow over here. Answered back by Artist, but low on HP, gets a nice little dink, but is now getting chased down.
Okay, nice.
MIBR are coming out strong to win the
they had
pistol
a
round.
Great
big
gamble on
stack
the B
over
stack.
towards
I
there.
think we'll keep an eye on something
Big
I've been
old
noticing
stack.
in MIBR's games is they are so unwavering when sitting in a site. They believe so much in the util. They believe they can defend it, and rarely.
In terms of how they're approaching this, heavy rifle priority. Got some light armors out, so this is interesting. Full buy into this heavy armor, so we'll kind of keep an eye on if these frenzies can do anything. Definitely starting to adopt the Fnatic frenzy buy.
If NRG plays this right and extracts the util out, and finds a way to get close to MIBR.
It's dark and time in chat with the mod. Damn.
Push towards A here, Vansili. It looks like they're going to try to stick together to get these pistols.
Just expecting just like a mass ban of everyone when you say it.
Get that spike down, but with the first play coming out of Heat, the player now switching back into a jet, right? We haven't seen really MIBR come out.
Any kills on this one? No, not at all. Where are we at? That's an armory buy, that's an armory buy. This is going to be the same. This is great for them, especially as they put so many rifles into this. So their bonus is really good.
Later rounds here of this map.
Absolutely. He actually gets the Phantom thrown over to him, but you're right. He is very much so activated by MIBR. Always on that jet. When he doesn't have the operator, there's utility flying over his shoulder.
If MIBR get up to a good start, yeah, I agree. I think this could be really good.
Facilitated to do those actionable moves.
I still hold
for this first bonus round here.
MIBR, their Haven ruined my expectations of them.
And a push forward for Murray's.
I can't unsee it ever.
A little bit of focus. NRG continues to stay with this A strat for now.
But I'm slowly getting better at giving them more credit.
Finds nothing. MIBR is not giving out a lot of info, even with the drones.
The window incident, yeah, man.
NRG hasn't gained the ground, so that drone is almost
They've been banning Haven a lot though recently.
Information was
Second
there for
ban.
NRG though. They saw and pinged that Viper.
Yeah.
They saw the Owl drone towards screen 2, waiting for that utility to come down so they could initiate the hit into the A site. Pushing all the way towards the back. A rarity to see Finesse actually coming in for the entry and scores the first blood.
Damn.
Set up
Vansili got a little flame in there. Respect.
Decent utility to come back in, but this long lurk already coming around
nice.
from Finesse could become a problem if MIBR does start to do damage. Great defensive mollies, great delay coming out here from NRG on the post plant.
This is definitely big. Yes, GZZ and Heat open up, but there's that flank coming through, but Finesse, unfortunately, loses it to RGL. MIBR regaining control of the site, leaving Artis once again solo. Another 3 versus 1, and another 2-player waiting to greet him on the re-peak. As MIBR capitalize on the
I was really confident when they only shot one bit of the wall here that someone was just going to clean up. And then 3 people died in 1 second.
We see that they can still coordinate the strategy. 0 Point was completely hidden from, and to think about the flank from Finesse that late. If you haven't seen him in sight, you got to wonder where he is. And MIBR calls that one correctly. Now into round 4.
Yeah.
Still a few buys that feel comfortable for NRG as they
I agree with that. Chamber meta was...
that
Dude, all of the strong metas went on for way too long. Viper, Astra, Chamber. They were dragged out way too long.
On the other side of the map. Quick harbor wall. So this is actually the same setup that MIBR used before.
So I didn't mind the guns as
Stalling
much.
NRG from having any sort of rush tactic to get quick peeks to come out and play together. And now it's the audible.
Okay,
What's
so
the
in terms of
call?
this low buy,
Towards A, Spikes is a little far
not
behind,
too
so they
bad.
can choose to still get out of this
If
one,
they
but
can
looks
close the
like
distance like we can see, they might be able to do it right. 2 people here as well, might be able to flop this.
That is far
Damn, the flash and the recon combo was unbelievable.
That first blood once again coming out from Finesse, who now becomes the entry fragger, then falls back because the turret's watching the flank, then he becomes a flanker
Bait
himself.
with the wall.
Lots of things moving through. Victor was playing a one and
today.
done, hoping to catch one off guard because of that stage wall that came up from Artis.
Nice timing on the slow. Artis has another one if he wants to.
NRG in great position to play
Som did
passively.
great. Yeah, I'll just put another slow down as well.
Reckoning available for RGL, but clock has been dwindling down onto the spike. Not too sure
Oh
if
my
MIBR is
goodness.
going to use it. It's just going to be an entry instead. A dash in from Heat. Stop on a high low. Good enough for 2 kills for RGL, keeping it expensive for NRG as they get the
This is a
first
nice round by
into the
them.
board.
This flash back his sight and the recon that went in the corner as well was so nice.
Switches up the strategy, finds the low buy win, and they change how they do it. That first time we saw them going towards A, they droned, alerting MIBR that they were taking the site. NRG fully walked up for contact there.
Yeah.
Like you said, Finesse over here.
Doesn't look
forgetting
convincing,
he
man.
still
You
thinks he's playing
need
Sky,
to
just
relax.
entering in and going. He's
We
been
got
playing
a
so much
pistol
that it
and
doesn't
1
matter
buy.
that he's
It's
on
so fine.
Killjoy. And yeah, they vibed on that round.
Can't,
NRG much
you
needed
can't take
one
anything.
round back
You
there.
can't really make any judgment
Round
yet.
5, they still keep this A play. A little Murray's,
It's heavy
rope
denial of
is
this. Who was
cheating to
1
get that
away?
info.
Okay.
And you also have somebody back.
I mean, they
on
were
the
right. Looked
generator
like he
to
was
peek,
going
so
for it.
Giving NRG a double look every time they come around that
A lot
first
of A hits at the
corner.
moment.
Much slower this time, Vansili. The recon didn't really find anything, and they're wondering if MIBR will misstep. Give them a little knowledge. of who
Artis
might
has
be in
res.
front of them
Everyone
on
just
site.
dueling at the
This
back
take
here,
could
the
be,
standard.
a big retake by MIBR with Reckoning available here for RGL.
And for MIBR, we're just scaling that free utility, the high tide to come up and potentially even the toxic screen right after. Owl drones, so a lot of that util from the initiators for NRG were used
Okay.
early into the round. Yes, you called about the recon, the knife
In
also
terms
came out and
of
pushed everybody
the
from
MIBR
back.
comp, this is what
But
it
this is
really
still a
sucks
stalemate,
at.
trying to
Clearing
break
these
that
question
timing
marks.
off these walls that are
Obviously
coming out
with
from
Sky,
MIBR.
it's a lot easier. You have more flashes, you have a
I
dog,
feel like this is a
right? You
lot
can
of,
always kind of clear these. In terms
like,
of
look at what's
this, we
coming.
only
How
have
can they
1
read
recon.
MIBR? Still early
And
in
honestly,
the
in terms of the
game,
recon, you can
seeing
always
if
kind of
MIBR
be
will push
hiding
here,
behind here. You
tendencies,
can't
what
always
can
clear this
happen.
out, so...
Also, NRG looking to come up with a strat. It's a wall up in mid.
Wait, there's
It's a
3
trade
people here, though.
There's still
Oh,
three
it's a
players
nice
inside the site
reactive
and the
ult.
reckoning comes out. Only 20
Okay,
seconds
that's
left on the
actually
clock.
gonna...
You have to
They
commit
kind of wanted
somewhere.
them to go
And
into
everything
this,
is
to be
blocked.
honest.
They
Dude, they're
can't
going
pull
up
back under
tube with the
two.
time because
So
their
you
wall's
have to commit
blocking.
into the
Oh
game.
my god, it's
15
15
left.
seconds.
The trades have to be immaculate.
Probably gotta-
if they're going to be contested. They might be decides to fall back instead.
Look,
Finesse on the
crazy.
left, not working
Crossing
out.
here.
On the cross,
I mean, he's
trying
done
to
it.
get the plant. Victor comes in, and he's going to be able to put this down. But NRG are still 1 player behind in terms of the disadvantage. into this pulse plant.
Once that wall goes down, this operator comes into effect a little bit more.
Big fight here.
What a weird round.
It's gonna have to be Sam hearing the footsteps coming up towards the tube. And that's JZZ getting some support out of Maritza as well. Nice stall command from Victor to not allow any other type of utility to come out on the defense. So this allows for you now to play passively. Good recon out too. But it's still Victor in the back of yellow. The lineup of both now. It's a 2 versus 1. Out to Victor to make the clutch. There's that tap onto the second, not even halfway. So he's playing it patiently.
Oh, I didn't get a half.
JZZ gets the kill, but there's not going to be enough time. NRG will now score 2. Oh,
damn, nicely done. I think that MIBR overplayed the hand a little bit here. They still wanted to go over towards A, and they had 3 people here, despite the kill that happened
in the positioning of MIBR at the late part of that round. So we may see NRG trying to string these out a little bit more here to really disrupt that MIBR defense. Almost. Oh, Victor with such a good.
Yeah, he got a little bit unlucky there that he got off it when before he halved. It was like really close.
Round comebacks. Still set up towards A, but they're changing up the 3-2 split that they have with 1 and 1.
Sean? Yeah, honestly, I think so.
First push for Heat here.
Exactly.
Again, just the standard. Everyone dueling at the back when you have res. Artist just waiting for one of them to go down. Again, it's so worth doing this. Body falls down here. Simple res. It's a nice opening kill. Yeah, that was a big round. Forced them down to a low buy.
So you can see they expect MIBR to do something a little funny, and the commitment will only be after NRG feels good here. Not thrown off just yet by this double controller comp. NRG still seems to be making their own space. As soon as that drone goes in, they're able to follow. And it's like you said, it's been finesse taking it, right? So you almost have more of what Victor has to offer there. Artist's safety, which is a res this round too. If they do lose somebody, you can get a battle res in. So a lot of answers right now that NRG has seen or had for what they've
4
seen
people
from
here
MIBR
though.
in the
Did
last
the drone spot anymore? I mean, the knife gets 2.
First blood comes in though for some. There's still players inside the A side for MIBR. High tide to come up. Running through Artis. Gets a spray through the high tide as JZZ falls. And that stack becomes nothing.
Damn, okay, that's really nice. Just 1 bit of damage done here, so we're gonna have 1 armor rebuy. Spike goes down as well, extra 300. Got 4 ults going into this huge round. Their money's starting to get good.
This operator for Heat go. We see that back online. This folds.
This is important for MIBR. They get the op out.
For MIBR, but NRG can.
They're super close to ults as well, so if they can win this, then they might be able to have some ults to tie them over. The issue is they're up against 4 though.
As we get this game tied up.
The discipline here was nice. Yeah, especially once they got the first kill, right, and just waited for a long time for something to happen. Just cutting sound.
Push on this towards mid. Yep, MIBR pushes up.
They're doing so good.
Damn, you're on an island right now.
But not getting pushed. Now the knife fully pushing them back. Oh, there was an opportunity to get an early
question mark created, but they did just get this instant info with the peak, and with that, they might be able to have a big rotate. We'll keep an eye on these 2.
NRG wins the numbers game here, but MIBR has that utility to keep it down.
Just getting around the corner. Drone goes over towards middle as well. So, for information in terms of that, they cleared here, they cleared middle, full rotate comes in.
Even more lockdowns there, Vansili. A little breath before the action.
Uh-oh.
Heat actually not allowing NRG to get any breathing room. Suffocating him with the first kill on the operator. As a res comes up after the plant.
Any pings?
To come out as well.
Wow, nice pings.
Zout on the defense as Crashies is finally looking to answer back towards Snowman. It pings for a few. And he finally gets one onto Heat. Spike, no matter what, has been up. It's inside of Viper's
alarm
pit.
bot's still here
Finesse
though.
Once again into a super late alert, but there's an alarm bot just waiting around the corner, and 2 players waiting there. But Finesse is just happy
4 passing
to wait
safe.
that out.
Yeah, their money's so low they kind of have to. I think this is the right call.
Feeling any pressure. MIBR's falling back, guaranteed round coming in for NRG.
It's really good for NRG though. They might try and hunt this pretty early. FNS is there. It's unlucky. Honestly, the others might even go for this, but they're quite far away.
Just a search out now as the spike goes off. For the last few members they can steal a weapon away from. Yeah, NRG's on the roll right now. Whether it's somebody else initiating, Finesse, as we've said, everybody is on the same page here. You have to be.
Free ults into that round, but it's just them just having a great understanding of just how impactful that round was, right? If they, they knew that everyone couldn't really buy after it, so it's so worth just investing all of those ults in it to secure the round.
MIBR now to call a timeout, see how they can stop that teamwork. I think as well, MIBR might be giving up a little too much space here, Vansili. NRG walked through that pretty clean last map, knowing it, you know, MIBR would be playing and try to work that off or work a weaponry for Heat somewhere.
Observes the switching every second, it'll be Prius. That's the one big difference between Prius and Sapphire. Prius is, again, Prius is more free to click faster around people.
You see from NRG's, it's like the slow orb, shock dart, and
I've watched way too much, too many games
that's Silva on the push
that they've both observed.
Kind of
know their styles now.
Just allowing for NRG to get
sometimes
so
it's
much space
good
wherever they want to go, towards the A main, towards the mid lurk, and even a late hit towards the B side. They're not really allowing MIBR to get that type of information into even the mid rounds. You kind of have to really start guessing.
All right, how do they come out of this? You know,
EG confirms minus BCJ plus Demon 1.
NRG is going to be just as ready.
That Demon 1 kid looks good though, but BCJ going out for me is...
Operator towards A.
That's a question.
Again, it's not really been a fruitful position for MIBR.
We don't know what's going on internally though. We don't know. We never know what's going on behind closed doors. Does sound madness though. Man, they're doing this all the time. Every single time someone is one away from the orb, they are just doing this just straight up all the time.
Recon got shot off early, though.
No one wants it.
So Crashies threw one onto the default spot into the A site, immediately shut off by JZZ, allowing Heat to still get some sort of off angle, some sort of position to lay waste here with the operator. Now he got spotted by the L drone, forces the wall up.
Yeah, no one here to shoot the drone. They do drone back though, so they can be able to see how much space they get. This is a weird round. Look how much space they got over towards middle. Look at the minimap. This is so weird.
Nardis though falls first.
Wow.
Som on that fight towards Boiler. A second one to meet up with him just under the tube.
Crazy round. Spike goes down here.
Now even up a 2 versus 2. First one spotted, second one on top of that too. Connected onto Victor. As Crashies is now left on the clutch. Up now, creeping up. A tap onto the spike.
That's unlucky.
Moving up on the ropes though. Heat was waiting for it. A quick scope to end the round. And we tie it back up again for MIBR.
And as much as Heat gets activated by MIBR, I think NRG was
activating
to go for Heat. Once they knew the op was there, it missed. They closed the distance instantly.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
What we saw Crew try to do on Pearl. Once they found Heat with an op, Crew would just blast forward and try and
there must be loads of people.
Heat still got his distance, still got his
loads of people in EG doing kind of work behind that we don't see, I imagine.
Just after seeing the head, Crashies there. Heat's able to come up with the kill. Operators coming up big now for MIBR. Buys are able to be threaded around. As you see, Heat's still on a low buy to keep
this round's still really important. They haven't been able to stabilize the money.
Immediately, Vansili, where they have been getting a lot of that early utility from NRG, as a B push is slowly coming into play.
Everything's on lockdown now for MIBR. Viper's pit on A, op down, looking the angle, looking down the cannon of mid.
Yeah.
Now players to play the delay on the B site. Both being FRZ and RGL. Finesse already
damn, we nearly saw another FNS entry.
Of green is
14 HP.
Down. RGL down to 14, allowing NRG to slowly move up here.
Where's the sub count? Oh man,
command is ready.
I don't know what went on with my OBS today.
Nothing found on yellow.
Don't even ask.
Wait to move that null command in a little closer now with the spike.
But look at that poison orb coming up. That's from the defender all the way towards the east side, and Heat, has been watching that angle the whole time.
Oh, might be able
Victor
to.
Push all the way through, but the ping coming out from the null command gives away his position, so still has to play it passively. Heat somehow letting that shot onto Victor. Reckoning coming out. Artist just getting stunned after stun. For the third time even. It's him and Som, both falling down. Wow. And MIBR have been fighting back strong here coming after this timeout.
Yeah, the timeout has seemed to flip a switch. We were saying NRG was working the map.
Yeah, he might have.
MIBR to move off their
I think you're right, because I was looking at the angle. I wasn't entirely sure that there was one here.
Steady, and knowing that NRG is going to take time, they're going to try to get a little bit of utility out of MIBR at A. Then some
MIBR looking good. Yeah.
On the extremities.
At least the last 2 rounds look pretty good.
Point, then you need to worry
Ever since they've got the
right?
op out, it's been a lot more. I mean, it's been kind of convincing,
that
to be honest.
change up of the energy strategy may be to go through mid now. May need to see if Heat will give you that 1v1 that 2 or 3 people can stack up on. So maybe
What's
if they
Keeper
are
saying?
going for the
Has he replied to me yet?
strategy, put that little mid pressure on to start things off with a smoke to give yourself the angle you want.
Damn, this guy.
It's a good idea to look at that for sure. Heat, as soon as he gets the position, kind of just anchors that on his lonesome.
2 rounds in a row now.
If you're able to at least get that trade, it's a great opportunity.
It's outrageous.
Because in that post plan, in those retakes, Heat has been actually quite good to catch the players rotating away, falling back from a plant, and allowing MIBR to take the advantage for the retake. Reed's definitely calling stuff out here.
See if Energy's
It's a
timeout
loud
has
comp
the
about
impact.
Sky. It's been
MIBR is good.
working.
Also trying to stop that impact with a timeout for sure. Check gives the team.
I think this might be the first time where I would actually say that I don't think NRG
have too much, and nobody can really drop him too much. Maybe the Bulldog there. Yes,
doing the best in terms of the game plan.
Reaching into the pocket says, "I got you."
Like I really think that this comp struggles at clearing question marks, and I'm not seeing too much heavy default pressure.
May not be the trades that they want, but it's the info first, so they can make those trades a better possibility for themselves.
Maybe a few rounds.
That A push stalled out by a 0 point once again, so we go back to this kind of default strategy by NRG. Still no mid to be worked though. They keep themselves on site in that extremity watch. Finesse was able to grab Heat last time in this position, so
okay, it's a straight up retake.
In sight with this operator.
Got the killjoy.
Cascade up through mid with a drone.
And they've done that previously with
cool.
Cascade and a Recon Dart to see nobody on mid. MIBR happy to just play this more passively.
Victor, yeah, Victor kind of jumped into this one. We've got a good nade for this. Okay, this is nice.
Dart combo trying to break it down.
Perfect.
Did it land close enough? It didn't. So that lockdown is still to come through. It's actually going to potentially even.
It must be on like the lowest HP.
On the Raptor, lands it onto Crashies. The defuse already comes down for MIBR.
It has to be within the first 2, right?
Out from
Was it in the? I thought it was in the second circle. It's been so unlucky.
Coming out from that utility from both walls. Both controllers doing so good. Now we have to fight behind it. Oh my God! Som opens it up onto FRZ. We have yet to tap onto that spike. Finally, we break it down onto the Cove. Now the Cove disappears and that Finesse gets the kill.
Damn, kind of all came down to it.
And yeah, just a simple lineup coming out from Victor.
So it's 4 circles, right? I thought it was the first 2. Does it really need to be in though? Does it really need to be in the first circle? I've always thought it was the second one.
That site quite easily.
It's impressive, especially with the operator in those close quarters. RGL throwing up the high tide as well, kind of cuts off the op, so you're only
dead center.
Right,
damn. Okay.
It's definitely against them. There's some spike planted and everything. It obviously is, but even more so as you're trying to retake that quick of an op. So. Yeah, the finesse coming out of MIBR right now, honestly, on these retakes. And we do not see that timeout doing too much to MIBR's momentum from Energy. Up to the top. Maurice has been playing the rope, but now plays it a little different on it. Way on the top.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky with that one then.
They gamble this one pretty well for their push forward, but not in numbers. If Energy finally decide to go for a quick hit.
Oh, they do.
This could be it.
They do. The knife, the flash already behind. JZZ,
that flash was disgusting.
Allows NRG to get a plant with the player advantage. A lore buy that they have, an upgrade that you just saw getting picked up. And all of MIBR late on the rotate.
Yeah. Really.
What's up, Yampy? How you doing?
Victor there. You saw not even time to turn. Just absolutely lost in the sauce when Victor came around
the same hit as earlier. Do they have the same recon that they did earlier, or did they use it for early map control? I didn't see. I pinged where it would have landed if anyone saw it.
Towards the A site, big knife to come through. That might give the timing to get through. As Artist playing from under. The flank might not even be needed.
It's a nice round.
It's just to come into not allow Heat to save the operator as the rest of NRG were really good into the A site.
Look at that mini-map difference too. We'll see it in the replay a little bit, but last time NRG had gone back behind pipes, behind that maze area, this time they stayed in sight. All the frags onto MIBR were up towards that catwalk and over towards screen.
Still have the op out. We have.
There of energy to not give up.
Okay, we have the order that's going to cancel this, so we will keep an eye on what's going to go down here.
Little changes from round to round here. It's what you need, because I feel like both teams are playing right at that same level.
Still a decent half from MIBR? Yeah, I think so.
Up towards his belt once again. It really hasn't been a B-oriented game for NRG here.
Again, I don't really think this comp is that good on defense, personally. So to get 6 is kind of outrageous.
Scary spot too. Once he gets pinged out, he just dodged it. Can still dash.
Dashes as he gets the pick onto Finesse. The res comes up though. That allows
with
Finesse
that
to move
death,
up with the
that's
lockdown
actually his ult.
Getting a timing off the high tide coming down. Same thing here on the attack.
Got Sobro if they want it.
Victor to fall back and not go for the flash because that high tide, the toxic screen was coming down.
Nice shot again.
Artist tries to go for the self boost for a kill.
Does he want to go for this early? Damn mid footstep.
On these retake plays, a drop in. As Tom greets him. JZZ and RGL on a 3 versus 2.
He might have very good timing.
High tide to push forward, gain space for JZZ.
Yep.
Catching Finesse. Oh my god, almost missed that one. But it's a 2 versus 1.
Nice recovery though.
The first one was a little shaky, but he was crispy on that second kill. Al Jonas saw his dance the way through on a 2v1 clutch. Now gets pinged.
Oh, nice ping though.
Behind the wall, Shark Darts are coming in. He's shooting for the 2 kills, and the Red Bull clutch and tie the first half.
That's unreal.
He may still be creating content, Vansili.
That is unreal.
What a play coming out there, topping the scoreboard before
the shorty and the Viper.
But oh my gosh, this guy is bringing out the unexpected quite often.
So yeah, just as my short came out about it as well. It's nice timing.
I don't know, I can't get one from that distance.
That's what I'm saying. He had like a rifle with so many bullets. Like, no. Just digest.
Plug the short, dude. If you want to link the short, I'll spam it.
Feeling it too, when they're like, wait, that happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's on the Liquid YouTube.
How they felt after that 2K clutch out from Som.
We had a whole segment planned, and then that happens, and that's all I want to talk about at this point. Som, like we said, content creator,
and honestly, they kind of needed this one to get 6.
Topping the boards there with a 2K clutch to bring it to even at the half.
Yeah, I think that was like a super close half at the beginning.
Okay,
it was kind of
Domino,
like
I'm gonna trust you. You've been here for a while.
I mean, they were abusing the fact that
there you go, chat. Perfect day, perfect time to spam the short. Should always be buying the shorty for Vipers. When your team has it, when the enemy team has it.
Yeah, I seriously think that a lot of NRG's game plan was to have mid lurks in the post plant. FNS died a number of times. Heat's watching for it. They tried to send 2 down there in round 8. Both ended up dying, and NRG just had to play a very straight up game where they just ended up hitting A and playing full post plant from A.
And that's the thing, there was so much patience for those mid lurks too, right? Like, because they were changing up the timing on the mid lurks, and every single time MIBR did not flinch, they did not blink. They're like, I know somebody's gonna come walking down here in just a bit. Heat finding a few kills. JZZ, by the way, someone that we have to talk about. We mentioned how big of a fragger he's been for the team so far.
Why does it look like
and more here
that's me doing content, man, trust me. That's how I am the whole time.
Talking about how Crashy's play with the Sheriff lives rent-free in their heads from the last time these 2 teams faced, but it is definitely the Sova on the other side of things that's been putting up the numbers.
It's draining, mate. I don't know what it is. I'm straight up. Might not be a surprise to some people, but I'm so bad at recording content.
Yeah, I mean,
so bad at it. I find it well draining as well. Like I would rather do a 12-hour stream than like 2 hours of like recording like set content. I feel so drained afterwards. It really takes it out of me. I don't know what it is.
It's even at the half, but last time NRG played defense, they went 10-2 up over Sentinels. So they are nowhere near out of this.
That is a scary stat, but so is 17-5-0 for JZZ.
Yeah, I'll get better at it. I agree.
Punch through the power that JZZ is packing here on the back half of Icebox. We're handing it back to our casters to get the match underway.
Thank you, Dash, Myrna.
No, I have a
And
good amount
also
of
here
input
to
into some of the
Sideshow.
stuff as well.
As yes, they do bring up a great point here. Can we actually fight back for JZZ and the rest of the crew for MIBR?
Like most of
NRG
the
on
stuff is
defense,
mine. We got. I
Song
think the
on
next
spot
video
at
is the
yellow.
judge tech. I'm pretty
Forced to
sure.
be reckoned with.
Right.
I
Let's
wanna know what
see.
plan MIBR comes
Let's
up
see what
with
happens.
to try to push this man
Let's
away
see
from
what
that
we
spot.
got.
Give me some more. Cascade forward. And a mid push from NRG right off the bat.
Oh my God,
In
they're
the
tanking.
smoke, and
Tanking
they
a little bit.
recon dart through it so they can get the early shots.
First contact
Dude,
already
Finesse
comes
is really
out.
going for the first
Woody's forced
kills.
to fall back. He only has support from one other
Holy
player,
hell.
and that's going to be FRZ.
Okay,
But he's
so
just
they
hiding
kind of
instead.
went. I say
Meanwhile,
kind
for
of. They
NRG,
literally go for
after
the
that first kill, don't wanna
M80
go for a
pistol.
triple flank.
Yeah, nice
It's
chat.
actually just a
You lot
rotate
know.
back towards the A site, towards screens. We're actually, by crossing over, they saw the high tide. They know this hit's coming.
Yeah. It's like NRG's playing a little audio warfare here. They're like bounding everywhere they go, right? Let's get back to A so MIBR can't plant safely. They don't know where we are, you know? You hear 3 people running in and it cause for pause right there. So almost the plant coming through now. Still waiting on this. RGL's gonna get through Cove plant. Or they wait for the peaks. They're just trying to play off of NRG over peaking.
Also trying to see if they can waste out some
Yeah,
utility.
they really wanted
But
kills
Sheriffs
before they
are coming
planted
into
here.
play into this pistol round. A 1-for-1.
They really wanted
But it's
kills
2 for
before they
2.
planted here.
As the plant finally comes in
That's a
with
2 on
30
2.
seconds
You
left
might
for
want to
Fallout.
wait because he gets recon in
Both
11.
players down for NRG. Working together. Pass towards screens. High tide comes down. Now separated on a high level. Artist still wins that one.
enemy remaining.
Som
Big
now.
recon in 2.
W
Oh,
player.
Artist has owned it.
W streamer.
Oh, sorry, Som has owned it. I thought it was
Gets
Artist.
the clear off to JZZ.
Damn, that was nice decision making
And
by him.
also gives NRG the W into the round. He's gonna find that sheriff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, where's that sheriff at?
Where to go? Easy grab. He did indeed give us some more.
Right.
Sam comes up with
1-on-1 in
another
terms of
big
pistols.
round for NRG. They continue that streak in the. I actually got a little scared there when they split and went 1 up, 1 down on that strategy because that creates the 1v1 you do not want to see, but able to still get that backside at JZZ as they make the play happen. And of all people to be in the 1v1 against at this point, right? The desk just talking about him too. Marshall for heat. Always looking to have a scope to look down within these rounds. It may meet Artis on the other side here. Artis loving the Marshall too, and they can dip into it. And we're gonna get this B-long fight to start off. 2 still towards A for MIBR.
Easy shot. First one to fall.
Yep.
No armor here for the attack of MIBR,
Wait.
so while Artist meanwhile gets a second life. Tapped by the Marshal, forced to reheal and also forced to fall back. What ground has been won for MIBR is at least the orb control. Adding another ult point for RGL, 2 away from the reckoning.
So 0 point already used towards A. This is why we're seeing Crashies rotate back over. They didn't see anyone on that 0 point. I'm sure MIBR is thinking about that too. Now they can use
This is
this time
kinda
to go
nice.
back and get a little bit of a rehit while leaving FRZ.
Oh, it's unlucky.
Almost figured out
Okay,
something
they
to
managed to
make a
clear
play,
this
but
now.
Crashies
You can see the
is
rotate
very
coming in
aware
time.
of it.
Victor has his
Good
nade if he wants to
rotation
delay
already.
for it.
Numbers still for MIBR to get this plant down.
Victor opens it up, waiting on the top of the screens.
Enemy remaining.
Finesse then swinging out on the top of the rafters, and that's only one more player left trying to do that econ damage with that Marshal. Trying to land one more kill if he can.
He's
which would allow
super ready
them
for
to get
this
the
one.
reckoning
Okay,
into
2
the
armor
next round. It's
rebuys,
not gonna happen.
and
Artist
that's all we're
stops
gonna
and
see.
wins first and last kill into the round.
Did pick up the Marshal,
NRG get a
but
flawless moving
Victor
into
has like
round number
4.
15.
So does he wanna?
2 Marshals into the bonus. Let's see
Or
if
are
they
we
keep
gonna
these.
save this?
What great rotations from
For
NRG. There
op
it is. Sit back,
potential.
wait, not get caught off
Okay, yeah,
by
so they throw one
MIBR's
Marshal
kind of
away.
Strength towards A, then towards B. Keeping themselves safe in the situation. Like you said, Artist to start it off there. Give the
Okay,
team the
close to the harbor ult though.
conversion to pull
They've
through
been
on
doing
round
good at
14.
stacking that up, so
Mid
we'll be
coverage
seeing an
here.
orb here, and we
Coming up
might
finesse.
see NRG
Still
looking like they
playing
want to
within
fight
range
early
of a
for
few,
this.
but not that
So
far.
maybe
Let's
Viper
see if
Molly
they do a
early,
global
wall out.
setup. He will
Yeah,
go back to mid.
trying to make sure they get the orbs. Alright, that's one less
Okay.
orb. Did
Cascade to go
they get the other orb?
Deny the orb right away.
Yeah.
Chad, did they
Don't
just
give
get
it
both
to
orbs?
RGL when they're moving into their
Who was super on it? Who was looking to crash these as orbs?
That 0 point really made him think about peeking twice at the situation.
They might have.
Still wondering if anybody's pushed up towards long. So NRG's kind of putting things on the plate for MIBR to think of. Still have to scale up into this area. Wondering if the play is there.
Oh,
Wow, heat.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking
had
about
to
that.
try and get some info here. They went for the
Flash
flash
there
peek.
from Victor. trying to get a timing off the peak, but MIBR, no players were affected by that.
FRZ, how long are they going to wait for this play?
Yeah,
So this is
yeah, no one out of
like the round we
2,500.
just saw. The rotation back,
So good, we're about to find out. We are about to find out. Yeah, they did good here though. I like the plan from NRG to get both of these orbs straight away, make sure they can't have the ult. Pretty cool.
Finesse is already in the back of the site. Nana Swarm on the left and right. Activates the first one when the alarm bot came down. Recon dart also being thrown, delays.
Keeping on the time, 3 people here.
No plant coming down
Oh
at
my
least.
goodness. 4 people here now.
As MIBR are all stuck towards 410.
They're already in sight, defending every corner. MIBR trying to get in.
Seconds left with the spike going down.
Spike down.
A trade off.
Oh my god, the time is so low.
Some on the top finally stopped.
Player standing.
And the bleeding also stops on the hit in. Wow. To the A site.
Oh my goodness, this was close. Yeah, they managed to do it with everyone alive, got some upgrades in terms of the Bulldog, and that was about it. Very, very close.
MIBR is giving a lot of credit to NRG.
I mean, they managed to win it with 4 people alive in the end, but
still,
it didn't feel... I didn't feel convinced. Right, big round for NRG.
Stopped for so long and to still get in the site.
Honestly,
spells good things for them to be able to get a little bit of a comeback going here. If they can start winning,
you might see them get the orb on this to secure it. We'll see.
If they can really yo-yo back and forth with energy in the round. If you can hold sites and take sites like that, it becomes your game to pressure.
Okay, so maybe them seeing that the orb got taken here, I think the drone just saw this guy.
Just spot to look back towards the fence,
that was nice.
Away.
Yeah, nice little bait for Artist to get the kill, huh?
To get that kill. So first blood now coming in for NRG. Player advantage with a reckoning available for MIBR as they have to still rethink where they want to hit. You had that lurk coming out from B main from FRZ. Still being watched. Jiggle peeked by Som. Just at a default spot of that B site. Footsteps were heard moving forward, so he decides to fall back and they played a delay. Oh!
Love this.
What a peek before
yeah, they got close and then they put the wall up and they just didn't think they would duel before the animation's done. So that was really smart. Damn, that was actually really, really cool. I like that a lot.
Way over at A though is Artist. So that's going to take a while to clear.
Fully caught him off.
See how fast energy moves in sight with 3.
Artist is miles away, but there's no util for behind, so Artist could actually own this. Does the turret see this?
Screen available, reckoning then coming out. Finesse being pinged out.
Oh my gosh.
The flank battle being heard now by FRZ. Artist is the one on that flank.
Oh god.
Where's the communication? But at least it gets traded out. Finesse down towards yellow, trying to put the alarm
nice
button
mollies
on
though.
the top of yellow. But we're closing in right now on a 2 versus 1.
You got a molly.
1 versus 1. Tap onto the spike. Victor looking to bring it halfway. And just free-firing the shot.
Nicely played from him.
Gonna be the round for MIBR. Tying up the game.
This is a cool round. I like the idea in the... oh, and he goes down. It's huge. So they can't buy him top of this. This is actually massive. Yeah, they really wanted that. Might have a hero gun, that's about it, but I think this is probably going to get sold.
They are fighting back strong.
Wait, they get 2-9 after this? Okay, you can buy
has
it.
to figure out what is going to be a stronger post plant for them because it cannot get this close every time, Vansily. I mean, it can.
That must have been devastating.
But if you're the one playing, you don't want to see that happening over
Absolutely
and over again.
devastating that round for them.
8 here as we get into this next
right,
round.
we've got hero gun.
Side of energy, ultimates quite on deck here.
Yeah, I really like this. Sorry, I really like this.
Like
just using the animation to just get the peak before it goes off. Wait, do they? Wait, Artist might have so many here. Oh god, the drone.
Dodging it. Oh, the flash even saves him too, so he gets that first kill, dropping down for the second one. Now big push forward on L. Stopped by FRZ finally. Spike going down, 135 damage after that Sheriff shot. Actually, was even due towards the wall as Victor finalizes that frag with the fragment onto the ground.
Oh man, that's so unlucky. Oh, nicely handled though. Dude, I thought FNS was on top of it, but he thought they were just using the smoke to rotate over towards B.
Had 4K after 4K, right? And MIBR was then stringing together 3Ks to take their Pearl match.
Thank you very much, Bam.
You cannot underestimate those guys on the lurk.
Did good damage though, made this one winnable. They get a full buy next.
To give him kind of an idea of who else might be around if Artist.
Second time the knife out, yeah, you know.
In that situation, you see Murray's quick message sent with that lurk, and they do get the mid play to pay off very big in the late round. Mid play is going to be the name of the game here, coming into round 18, up onto the tube. Did not see this type of aggression really coming out from the side of NRG on their side. It was more to play yo-yo and push and pull the map, but MIBR is really looking for some of these early fights to gauge how the round might play out.
They might think that he's not top yellow.
A little weird, Vansili. This could get awkward.
Oh, well, there's the flash first.
Wow, okay.
Heat falls, and oh, the wall bang then comes out from both players, rotating back.
Nice trade, though, at the end. They have a res.
Finesse
That's
makes
a
it 4
massive
versus
kill.
3.
They tried to take a lot of space. They might just group now and go towards middle, make sure they can secure this res.
Allow MIBR to move in for a plant. Off that timing, unfortunately.
Boss man.
Wow,
Oh
my
no.
God, even an ult coming out deep. This might be a call here for Ashley, still with the player advantage, still very doable right now. That Viper's Pit went too deep towards screen, so this double flank coming out from NRG could pan out.
Another round by Maurice where it just switches. Oh, big ult.
A huge one. Not a flash to come in. Maurice fully blinded, cannot find Victor. But after that kill, they know he's still stuck towards screens. The two flankers are still coming in towards 410 as the fight still comes in into the thick of it. As Maurice is
What is going on? Holy hell. They got it. That's madness. That is absolute madness. So many people got so many important jewels there.
From both of these teams.
And I think mitigating that chaos is a good point for NRG right now. If you look at
Artist
how they
did great
approach
as
that
well.
situation,
Had the
it
wall for
probably
the whole
looked pretty
time
weird
for the
to see
retake.
Viper's Pit comes
The
out,
wall was
come
kind
out,
of
but when
MVP here.
You said you think about the flank coming through. That means the flank can
Okay,
get
I
so
take it
much
all back.
space,
Son was MVP
knowing
here.
Viper's not going to be in the play along with that Sova. So really nicely done by NRG to kind of just slow that down, make sure they were able to cover Maurice in some way. The play was really towards the site though.
Okay, forced them down to an equal bit. Honestly, interesting they're not using the knife for this. Okay, it's not as interesting.
Bring a little
I've
bit
looked
more
at
of
the
the
ults.
firefight. Oh,
Oi, love this play. That's nice. Extra flash on top of this as well to swing. And he gets out. He get an orb as well. Might as well take that orb.
As we rotate across, who's there? That's Finesse. All of that utility.
That was really cool.
Off the alarm bot, but man,
Still managed to get the two hero guns into
such a
this,
good
so
fight
to
by
potentially
NRG.
do some more
such a
damage.
disgusting set play. The turn as well.
Yeah,
You
done
get
a
that
lot
flash
as well.
through, You just saw how timed and calculated it was there for NRG. They get back to play defense here as Finesse starts off on Maurice. It's just Meister. RGL.
Ooh, what a clean round, man. Artist was stacking. Absolutely stacking in that one. He used his ult last round. He used his ult last round. He's 5 out of 8.
rounds on the defense against Sentinels last week. A team that also is very strong on defense overall. Since the beginning of the year at 61% clocked in here.
Right, money started to get really good for them, and MIBR
still able to make this a very, very close game and also making them work for these
finally
rounds
get a full
against
buy on this
We
one.
haven't seen MIBR since Chamber Days on Icebox. So you're like, what do they have? Well, actually, it works out really well. So what do they have in the tank, right? What's left? This seems like it is pushing each other, or they are pushing each other to the max here. With what strategies are going to be used. Just back to the A-B hits. We do see this 3-1-1
Drone goes in and clears all of this.
You might get a one rotation off that site as they start to lean towards B, but coverage on mid for NRG here. So this is really up to MIBR.
I like them
to
freeing
take
up
their space
crashies
once
as a
again
rotate. This is good.
and not be given that space.
Wait, they can
NRG's
3-man
playing
push middle or
really
something?
far back to be able to split out the middle of the map here.
Yeah, they
Thinking
are.
that Heat maybe gets alert, maybe FRZ is going to be there. But yeah, they're really worried about what could come down mid.
With this drone being heard by Som, we're already rotating across now from Kitchen. Support here from Victor, who has an ult command. The reaction to come out from the 0 point first, then on to the Viper's Pit. Countered back by
Gonna
a
force
lockdown
them out.
from
Keep an eye on the
FRZ.
Viper. Might have really
Might
good
cancel
timing
out the
here.
pit, or Som might not
Oh my.
care. Just stay in there. Decides to fall back instead.
Oh my.
Reeds was watching that flank, unfortunately, dropping Finesse and Crashies, trying to go for that double flank. That might be it for them.
They really securing this one with a harbor on top of it as well. Holy hell.
Staying inside this A site, afraid, aware of the potential lurk coming out from the
NRG have a good amount of money. They can definitely hunt, or at least try and do as much damage as possible.
Heat out of dodge. And that might seal the deal right there. MIBR fights right back to tie the game 10-10.
And these are the rounds that make you wonder. Like, that's a pretty incredible
That is a
round
perfect round for MIBR then.
Usually
300 on top, 3,000 extra.
To end of the round, and they're not
Yeah, I don't want to see any of these hunting. I mean, he kind of can because he has knives, but I still don't want to see it really.
Besides that, the lesser number of MIBR members able to still take a site, able to still work off that flank and make sure they don't have to worry about what Breeze is doing. Just use the wall that he can provide them. So
the Harbor, I think they just wanted to try and secure this happened, right?
NRG now
the fact that all of them can survive, make sure there's no retake trying to happen at all. Their money's like really in the bin, so they desperately needed a round like this.
With eyes on him, right? That's even more crazy. Maurice again on the flank. He is indeed a tank on the flank. NRG calls a timeout, I believe, as we get back into this one. They're going to discuss Vansily. I'm not sure at this point. I mean, mid is sometimes something to affect. They might have gone to it and defended it at a detriment to that point, not really getting the information they wanted.
I wonder if they're trying to shut down more B info
to what MIBR was doing. So take the space.
Because I don't think MIBR are doing that good at destroying the Killjoy stuff at middle. I think they just need to deny them taking B, because I don't or at least make them use the drone to get B.
The map here of Icebox also doing a very good job scaling.
I don't think we can have rounds where they get close and then use the drone over for sight. I think they have to use drone to take B main.
Would even like to call that spot at yellow now Som pretty much as how good he's been playing that spot.
No, I'm pretty sure NRG have enough money.
How he's so good at playing that spot is because he also has support breaking out that util from other players inside that site. But there's a couple of rounds where we've seen
only their own team
coming out from MIBR not being shot out. So when you identify that nobody's there for that support, nobody's playing towards yellow as Som is playing more passively to be more reactive with that pit. MIBR is just very comfortable to fight and continue into the scaling of the B site.
Exactly.
Okay, Killjoy more over towards B this time. Looking like they might try and want to get a kill off of this alarm bot, or just heavy shutdown of them getting to yellow.
Team that wanted to push through on the next set of initiation utility. Here, you have all the walls you want to really layer that and keep going aggressive. Big setup for Killjoy utility now.
So big question mark created here, but
switched up a bit towards kitchen.
Instant drone to clear it.
Too much towards mid last
return drone over towards B.
As much here. Focus the extremities. Drone up towards B.
Icebox, what's up, man?
How you doing? To look for that fight. Nice hit on 0 point.
Som's playing passively, and at least in terms of support.
I saw you managed to get out of cast in the K-Cop game. Respect.
Playing this time with the KG utility towards yellow. And now we standardize the positioning for NRG in this defensive round. A passive look into kitchen when they haven't been pressured that many times here by MIBR. So the turret's playing
cold and sick on that one.
Deep end of the B holes. And there's that push up. Spot it now. The flash, then the fight. And vulnerable. Maurice gets the easy kill onto Victor.
Wow. The round they
that changes everything up.
From kitchen.
NRG
absolutely ridiculous how they're making these calls to go away from the utility and play the right angles. Now towards A.
30 seconds left.
That was the null command.
Yeah, they have a good read into this stuff. 5 seconds, they had a lot of footsteps. Keep an eye on this mid luck. Crazy timing on that one. Nicely done.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Moves in from the ropes, dropping down Artist. Som trying to get timing towards the back of the site. The recon dart to come out. He sprays on the first. As there's 10 seconds
10
left.
seconds to plant. Oh my.
Actually canceled the plant initially. As we have a 2v2 into the site. Heat still, when he updraft, was still alive into this round with 26 HP left. Alarm bot now in, but RGL's able to
it's a good pause for it.
Stay away from that radius. Heat watching the left side. The beating now coming out from Finesse. As he swings across for that kill. Crashes on a 2 versus 1. Tries to even it up. Not forcing the second one.
Holy hell, that is mad.
They take the lead once again here.
I said, there's so many of these rounds where MIBR could lose them, and there's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds left for them to get the plant, and somehow they always come out on top. There's been a few of these rounds where it's just, it does not feel convincing, but they managed to win them.
And really nicely done, like I said, to get away without Victor having no command there. And MIBR really getting the things they need.
Whoa, high pocket. Let's not be flaming A-Rams. A-Rams are kind of good.
Start this one. NRG's going to keep the same defense, but now put someone in mid just for that lurk. to happen right away. Here comes
That's what Mini used to do every single official.
Just waiting. Just
Too stressed to watch the game, so we just play an ARAM.
Recon Dart also just saw Artis who still held the
Those were the
operator in his
days.
hands. So look at MIBR seeing that on the X-ray, pull back towards the B site. But Artis is already running, bolting himself towards Snowman to reposition.
What even is this?
Place. Oh, the Prism Op.
Honestly, Hypoc, I'm gonna be fully honest with you. I'm still using the scroll technique right now.
Oh, here comes the drone. Nice
I will potentially. I'll give it a try tomorrow. Oh, he's seen the gun barrel. Wait, Artist? Bossman? Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Now the
all
toxic
fine.
screen's gonna come down on the attack, waiting for the next cycle to move in. And look
Wait,
at
there's
that,
still
the
loads of
repivot
pressure here, though.
Back towards the A site.
What's the money like?
They're moving so quick. They want energy to
Okay, that's
act,
fine.
and they say, "Ha, just kidding. We're going somewhere else." Even if that's slow. Even how they cut sound.
They're gonna go for a free
Look for the
putt.
contact. Ooh, contact found.
And RGL at least was able to stop that, not allowing multi-kill to happen.
Oh god, it's another round that's gonna go to like 5 seconds. Wait,
rotate.
can they plant behind that?
Reckoning to come out to Null command. Retaliate by Victor, but a little too
Prius,
late.
give me the plant spot.
The wall, there's still a gap in it.
No.
So MIBR can still plant. Off shot missed. And things are looking grim now.
I think they
for
had.
NRG.
I think they had to shoot it anyway, but
As
I'm not
MIBR
entirely
flipped
sure.
down across the map on the post plant. Crashy's trying to get a timing here.
One enemy remaining.
No res to come out. Gets the first kill. Util being broken here from the shock dart as the last two players are playing very passively for FRZ and RGL. It's going to come down to those fundamentals of that turret. As soon as Crashes comes across, now gets spotted. Here comes the high-low on the second tap. There's the first and the second. MIBR.
2-0. I mean, two chances. 2 chances. Where am I? What game am I watching?
Coming in on Icebox, and as many coming in on Split. We have
It's a
not
2-0
really
chat,
seen
call
these
it.
teams putting those maps up as much.
Thanks for the stream.
More so, Energy's on Split. As the desk was saying, if this goes all the way, it's going to be hard to tell who can take it. But right now,
Yeah, I've just given up.
MIBR, they have been able to right so many.
How
wrongs
many of
that
these
they're
rounds
finding that
is
the
going to be
Energy's
decided by a
getting through
10-second
and
plant?
finding themselves
Crazy.
in the
2 chances to
site,
close this one out. They
numbers
have money.
advantage. They're really
have a
playing
res.
the map well. They haven't been winning those fights outright in the beginning, so they're playing the map super well to make those fights advantageous for themselves. MIBR just switching it up here, going from their really, really aggressive style usually.
Exactly that. I was going to mention the difference here from MIBR and NRG. Both of these teams throwing a lot of utility from the beginning. From NRG, it's going to be the slow orbs with the snake bite and the recon dart or shock darts. For MIBR, it's just cascades. So everybody for NRG, because of this utility coming out from the double
get full
controller,
side
also
control.
fall back. And
They get
this
full
is
side
an
control of the
opportunity for
Viper
NRG
ult.
or MIBR to just move into these sites and plant. Heat with the first blood onto Artis.
That was person with res, right?
To upset NRG on the first map. Victor has something else to say until RGL comes in for the revenge. No plant coming down yet. 40 seconds left on the clock. Finesse trying to get a timing, but stops. And it's all
Oh my God,
to
they
one
owned them.
lone man. Saw him here on a 4 versus 1. Got the Rebel clutch in a 2v1 before. But now he has to fight inside a pit. First one on the contact. Clean shot onto RGL. Through the smoke, Jesus, he falls, but the pit's still up. Heat just at the top of the tower. Song trying to run in.
Oh yeah,
Gets
nice
spot
try
by
though.
Maurice.
Damn.
MIBR will eventually get the first map here. 13-10 over Energy.
That's
I think Energy
kind of
here
huge.